Ladies and gentlemen, this is a mixed martial arts contest, and it is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Shamrock Fighting Championships Bantamweight Division. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight out of the FM Roofing blue corner, a mixed martial artist that stands 5 feet 5 inches tall. He weighed in at 137.8 pounds. Fighting out of Heber Springs, Arkansas, ladies and gentlemen, Edgar Torres! And his opponent tonight, fighting out of the first form red corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 7 inches tall. He weighed in at 132.6 pounds. Fighting out of East St. Louis, Illinois, Jose Megamind Diaz!
Referee Mike Anglin has the call for this contest. Jose Diaz in the red tape, Edgar Torres in the blue.
Yeah, Edgar quickly takes the center of the cage, but Jose
just comes running after him.
Comes forward with a lot of energy.
Yeah, Diaz almost is fighting a little squared up, though.
Very stiff.
Big shot to the body there by Torres. Diaz looking to get this fight to the ground, trying to suck in that single leg, trying to pull him in tight. Trying to run the pipe there, switches up, gets double unders.
Goes to the body lock, see if he goes for a trip here.
And he does,
right
ends up in mount. Look at Torres.
Edgar used the cage. Jose went for an armbar. I like the attempt. You know, he put himself in a little bit of a bad position there with that scramble. Oh, this is a very bad spot for Jose. Edgar has that far arm trapped, and he can just rain down shots right here.
Oh, this is not good here for Diaz.
Yeah, as you can see, you know, Edgar has that that right arm behind the back of Jose. He has Jose's right arm also trapped. That's why you see Jose right now with his left arm trying to hold that arm.
Diaz is just getting beat on here.
This is not a good spot for Jose.
Jose is trying to fight out of this. Torres just on top of him, dropping bombs.
Yeah, this is all Jose can do is just try to control that hand.
Good rollout. Nice move there, trying to capitalize.
Yeah, way to get his arm free. He's in half guard here.
Working an over-under position here now from the bottom. Torres on top being very heavy. Look at the potential of a Von Flue choke here.
Lots of pressure there. Slides right into full mount. You know, Edgar's going to want to slide into a high mount where he's on the chest. He's underneath those armpits.
Diaz trying to buck there, trying to do what's called an oompa to get out of it.
Good job by Jose again, just keeping the posture down so he doesn't take a lot of damage.
Yeah, Torres is doing a good job here. Now he's starting to work to get a little bit higher in that mounted position.
Yeah, he wants to slide to a high mount. He has these legs grapevine here. It's a good way to secure the position, but he does want to slide up to a high mount if he can onto the chest and posture up and land some shots. He's doing a good job pressuring with that left shoulder and just landing some good body shots here with his right hand.
Diaz is doing nothing more than surviving in this position so far.
I mean,
but this is a terrible position for him to be in as we are down to 30 seconds remaining here in the first round. Diaz has got to do something here in this position. He needs to grab an underhook. He needs to work to get that position. Maybe shrimp back, try to get to half guard.
Yeah, I mean, he's just going to have to create a scramble, try to elbow escape, you know, where he can either get back to half guard, get back to full guard, but it's going to be, an explosion. He has to really explode, create some space. It's really tough, though, when you're flat on your back to create the kind of momentum that you need to do that. So
10 seconds remaining here in this round.
And that is the end. And
Diaz survives the first round here in mounted position for over half the time of the round. Do we see a potential of a 10-8?
You know, I don't know if there was enough damage to call that a 10-8. Very dominating round, probably just a 10-9. But, you know, Jose did do a good job not taking a ton of damage. He did get some very big shots thrown on him, especially when he had that arm trap. But when he was mounted, he did a good job of, controlling that posture.
As we take a look here at our instant replay, we see Torres start to trap that bottom arm and then just starts dropping bombs here from that position.
Those are heavy shots.
This is heavy. This is painful. This is not what you want to be involved in.
No, not at all. You know, he did a good job getting that arm free and you know, advancing his position, but that was a bad spot there for a little bit. Without a doubt, got to give that one to Edgar. Very dominating round.
Big deep breath out of Diaz in the corner. Back in. Diaz opens up. Again, Torres looking to grapple here, getting that sweep down.
Edgar gets the trip.
Edgar lands here in the half guard position. Diaz, you're trying to work to get his back on the cage.
Looks like he's kind of threatening the guillotine here. He's trying to use that cage to his advantage, get back
More
to his
trying
feet.
to stand up with it. Big dump there coming by Torres.
Right in the side control here.
Nice at a potential armbar there.
Using the cage to his advantage.
Now we see Torres stacking him, drops a big bomb. Torres stacking that top position, not letting him move.
Good pass there.
Torres just dropping
Another
hammers.
Big shot. Torres has this front headlock here. He might.
Looking at the potential of the Darce.
No. Darce, guillotine.
Okay.
Now
he's really just kind of just sitting.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to say which one he could go for a lot. Anaconda.
Big knee to the body there out of Torres. Torres just happy to stand back, get a little bit of room, and launch some bombs.
Yeah, good job, you know, breaking out of that clinch and throwing some shots. But Jose's still coming forward, not deterred. Walking Jose down, or I'm sorry, walking
nice
Edgar
right
down.
hand there out of Jose. Torres, though, answering right back. Torres is doing a better job of landing the combinations.
Yeah, he's landing far more shots, really stringing together punches.
Oh, that one rocked him. Torres smells blood, looking to finish. Big right hand. Diaz trying to hold on. Now Torres pushes him against the cage again, going to look for that trip. Lands in half guard.
Jose's about as tough as they come. He's eating a lot of shots. Edgar's throwing combinations. He's mixing it up. Beautiful takedown there with the body lock to the trip. You know, Jose's just wrapping up those arms. He does not want Edgar to posture up and land big shots here.
Under 45 seconds remaining here in the second round of this three-round fight. Jose Diaz on the bottom in the red tape. Edgar Torres on top in the blue. Jeremy Johnson along tonight with Adam Meredith live from Ameristar in St. Charles, Missouri. Now we see Torres ends up in the full mounted position again. 25 seconds remaining. Looking to lock those legs in. This is a great position again for Torres.
Yeah, and Torres, I mean, the way that arm is with Jose, Torres could go for a mounted armbar. It's going to be a lot tougher, you know, with him being so, you know, sweaty right now. You know, Jose just wants to control that posture and not take any damage. But, you know, beautiful finish, you know, to the round there by Edgar. He ended up in mount again. Some good ground and pound. At this point, it's very clearly 2 rounds to nothing. If Jose wants to win this fight, he's going to have to go for broke in this third round.
Commercial and residential roofing services in the St. Louis and surrounding areas. They're proud members of the National Roofing Contractors Association.
Looking at the replay here.
Yeah, we have got some tough hands there coming out of Torres. He's finding a home for the jab and then finishing up with the other hand. I mean, with his right hand. The jab with the left, hit with the right there. It's finding a home every time he throws it.
Yeah, as you saw, Jose was stumbling backwards there, took some big shots. I mean, if I'm in Edgar's corner and say, hey man, more of the same, pour it on, be smart, don't leave yourself open to a crazy shot, but hey man, you got this guy on the ropes, pour it on.
Third and final round. Torres looks fresh. Little battle shin to shin there. Oh, that one hurt him. Torres trying to capitalize.
Yeah, Edgar's just swarming him. Landing some very good ground and pound here. Again, you just have to be careful. You don't want to put yourself in an unnecessary submission.
Torres has really done a great job of controlling that. He moves wherever he needs to be.
Yeah, good job circling, and I don't know if he wrestled, but that he moves very well like a wrestler.
Keeping that very heavy pressure there on the throat.
Right in the
chin. Back over into mount.
Oh, he might take
now
the back here.
That arm again.
And this is not a good spot because if he does take the back here, Jose's arm is trapped.
Oh, this is a terrible position for Diaz.
Yeah, Jose has one of his arms trapped. He can only defend with one arm. They're very slippery. It's going to be easy to get that under the chin, and that's what he's doing. He has a gable grip, and that's.
Oh, it's tight.
That's real tight. He's under that chin. Sometimes with that gable grip, it can be tough to get enough leverage, and obviously with these gloves.
Diaz survives. Diaz now looking to slide the pipe on his own there.
Yeah, right into wrestling, counter wrestling immediately.
Nice move out by Torres.
Nothing but heart out of Jose. I mean, he does not quit. He has not backed off 1 inch. I mean, he may not be winning the fight, but
halfway through the third and final round.
Just shook his head.
That left knee.
Buckled.
Absolutely buckled there at Diaz.
I don't know if he's going to be able to stand on. Oh, there's a. Looks like there's a bruise right above his knee there.
Yeah, it is swelling up quickly. Separation from Torres. The lump on that knee. It's buckling on him. Oh!
When you don't have your legs underneath you, man, this is.
It takes out your entire game.
Yeah, this is not a good time.
Torres now trying to start to pick him apart.
But he can only move squared. His
he is. I mean, it really, like we talk about taking out that lead leg. This is what happens. Big uppercut from Torres.
Obviously, Edgar's feeling the utmost confidence right now. Really letting those hands go.
Body lock there.
Tried to trip him.
What is a great position, but if you don't have your legs with you.
Good defense there by Jose, actually. Tries to jump to full guard, doesn't get it.
Now, big pressure on the head.
He is in full guard.
Torres going to drop bombs for the last 10 seconds here in the fight. Mike England right on top of the action. This one will go to the judges.
Very one-sided fight there. Again, no quit in Jose Diaz. However, Edgar Torres was just too much tonight.
Definitely wearing that fight there. Jose Diaz looks like he potentially suffered a knee injury into that one.
I mean, his knee's hurting.
Absolutely.
Whether it's injured or hurt, I don't know. But
the chop is a mean one.
Yeah, he's hurting.
When you take that out.
I used to have a coach in football say, are you injured or are you hurt?
Exactly. Let's take a look at it here. Final one more time in our instant replay. Now again, Torres squaring up here with him. Looking for the shot. Big uppercut. Finds a home right there. Diaz tries to answer back. But Torres was just much too much for him there.
Diaz gave it everything that he had. It was just not enough tonight. And that left leg, somebody better get him to the car quick.
What a fight. Let's send this one up to Joe Parisi to make it official.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this evening, you're seeing, and you're certainly going to see more displays of courage and bravery. Jose Diaz took this fight on less than 48 hours' notice. His teammate who's in the cage, Patrick Chivats, was scheduled to fight Edgar this evening, and he suffered a late injury and had to back out. And Jose said, give it to me, I will take it. So thank you for stepping in, Jose. Let's hear it for him. After 3 rounds, it goes to the judges' scorecards for tonight's official decision. And ladies and gentlemen, the decision is unanimous. Tonight's winner, out of the blue corner, Edgar Torres.
A commanding win for Edgar Torres, but the heart of Jose Diaz was definitely shown there. 48 hours notice. it's one of those things as you're coming up in your career where they always tell you to be ready so you don't have to get ready.
Yeah, 100%. And if there's one thing we know about Mr. Jose Diaz, he will always be ready. Because, while that was not his fight, he did not back down 1 inch. There's no quit. He's full of heart, and you cannot teach heart.